Hit up, dog.
Yo, getting ready?
Yeah, I'm about to try this out. I think I got it up and running.
Alright. I am on.
All right. Well, yeah. Just give me a moment. I got the monitor on my headphones, so I got to take that off. There we go. I can hear. All right. Huh?
You're live.
Am
Yeah,
I?
I can hear you.
Oh, nice. How am I live? Makes no sense. It automatically streams without me knowing. I have to pull up the chat boxes. All.
You're live and you're like 7 seconds lagging.
That's about right. That's probably normal.
Next I can hear you.
Yeah, that seems about normal. No. I hear it now, yeah. I know, well, I'm trying to. Give me uno. What? Huh. On my monitor, it sounded okay. Let me see. Let me get my chat box going here. All right. Hmm. That's not what I want. Well, none of that. Trying to make this work now. It's hmm. trying to find my iPad. I don't know why it's not finding what I need. Let's try it again here. Yeah, I don't know. How bad is the muffling? Let me know. I'm leaning all the way in right now. Is it muffled now? Someone let me know. I fixed the internet. I didn't have a wired connection before, so I think that was not helping. Pretty sure. And now for some reason my other stuff's not working now. Hold on. You need to give me your Yeti mic. I'm gonna move this mic. Sorry about the bumps. Alright, I'm straight up right up on this mic now. It should be good. Let's fix all these problems. Yeah, last time I've been using QuickTime Player to mirror my iPad on the computer. Today, it's not giving me the option to mirror the iPad anymore. So, don't know what I'm going to do. Super weird. I might be working on paper today. Because that sucks, man. I actually have to connect the camera now. Unless I can figure this out. Alright. That just makes no sense. All right. Okay. Well, yeah, I need to pull that sucker right up to your mouth. Whatever the hell Rogan says. Yep, I'm gonna need that Yeti specially delivered. This is crazy, man. How in one day did all these settings change? That's crazy. Huh. I think it's just not finding my iPad or something. There we go. Oh, I think that was it. It's just like a bad cable or something. Yeah, we go. Alright, I'm gonna move this over here, see if this works. I don't know why it's black. That doesn't make sense. As you can see, yeah, Roscoe's up in my business. Why? I don't want the mic. Just want the pad, man. Just want the pad. Hell, man, it's not mirroring. Okay, well, this sucks. It is here. What? Okay, well, what the heck, man? It's crazy. Just mirror. Alright. Some crazy talk. I'm gonna try to get a camera close to the desk. Let's see. Okay. Last try. The pad. There we go. Holy man, this is why people use not Mac stuff for this reason. At least for streaming anyway. Okay. Alright, alright. Alright, thank you, bro. I know you're not on anymore. Or maybe you are. Alright, so I'm gonna do something else today. Yesterday I did some planes of the head. I think I'm gonna look at some poses and break down the hips and the leg joints and everything, because I think the key to learning and drawing believable legs, I think, is just, somebody said it before, but it's the bone structure. So I'm gonna find some reference. Alright. Here's my Procreate stuff. This is what we did yesterday. We did these heads here, and then we did Jon Stewart here. So take a look at that as I and this time, anybody watching, like, comment if something is screwed up, or if, I don't know, if it's dropping frames or something. I don't know. It should be better this time. Alright, 1 second. All right, now I've got Michael Hampton's book. So there's one picture in here that is awesome for a mannequin. For me, it's really structured but simple. I'm going to try to find it and show you. I bookmarked it. Look at that. All right, so you see that? That is the mannequin I'm talking about. So I'm going to break down my pictures and make them look like that, the legs and whatnot. So, yeah. Let's find some images. First of all, maybe we should go through how he draws the hips, because everybody kind of breaks it down different. Let's go. New screen. Where's my glove? Rock out here with this. All right, so like the connection is way better. I'm really glad I found a cable long enough to wire my internet. All right, so I think so pretty much, don't mind the noise here. I'm trying to maneuver books around here. All right, so the way he does hips is like it's like a bowl, a squarish kind of bowl. Like it's got a roundness. So this is your pelvis is like kind of dish-like. I'm not going to pretend to know how a pelvis looks actually, but it's like this. It's like a dish-ish kind of thing. Anyway, he does it even more simplified, like this. From what it looks like here. Looks like he does it like this. And I'm literally just copying from his book, which is pretty phenomenal, and looks like that. And then he gives it like a ridge around the whole thing. And he kind of gives it like a wireframe look, just so you can tell what the hell's happening. All right, anyway, that's how he draws the hips. And since I need to work on my hip and legs per DC Comic critique from MegaCon, I will be breaking down how legs work, because I obviously need to give it some work. I bought this lady, or rather I got it gifted not too long ago, and it's pretty good because you get to see the breakdown of the anatomy. You can show you. You can see it's a pretty good sculpt. Anyway, I got this thing. And it's pretty awesome. So sometimes I look at this, but today we're gonna find some pictures online. And so bear with me here. All right. Let's go. What's a good pose? Let's do maybe baseball. Oh, you probably can hear these button clicks. Alright. So I'm just looking at baseball dudes at bat, and we're going to try to cover these hips. Or just anybody in baseball here. Okay. I'm going to go with this one first. Alright, so I found a baseball dude. Let's get you out of here. Alright, you'll see a baseball dude here. Baseball dude. We're just gonna do this. Shrink it. Put it over here somewhere. Corner. Alright. Alright, let's draw this dude. We're not going to draw this dude. We're just going to draw his hips. So this guy is generally like this. We're just going to break down that. I'm looking at his belt, and it looks like it's tilted forward. So I'm just going to like imagine that's like a ellipse. And pretty much just draw the belt for right now. That looks kind of right. Alright. So within this is his pelvis. And we're just going to lightly erase away a little bit of that. Okay. Like I said, Hampton draws it like this. It's like kind of like a boxy ish dish, like that. Alright, so I start with this because I used to start with gesture, and I think eventually I'll go back to it, but for right now I'm having trouble with like actually knowing what I'm drawing. So to do that, I kind of need to know more, I guess. Alright, So I think that's only going to come through like observation, obviously. All right, so this guy, so what he does is uses volume and line too, but he uses volume to find like objects in perspective instead of just drawing the gesture, which is still good. You can still do that and blah, find the leg. But instead of doing that, we're following like a more, I guess, design kind of approach where you kind of know more about what you're drawing. Anyway, kind of made it too thick of a leg, but essentially it's just a cylinder, right? Drawing kind of heavy-handed here, but yeah, it's kind of like a cylinder. And then the way he draws legs is this other piece that connects inside, and that's the adductors, I believe, and that's kind of what gives you the leg, the meaty ham hock thickness up the top. And then obviously down here the leg would come in and it kind of would look like that, I guess. But right now I'm just doing these mannequins, and then maybe kind of color code it, maybe. All right, seems about right. He kind of has these legs disconnected too. When he draws legs, he'll have the knee separate like this. Yeah, maybe that would be the knee. And then, you know, this triangle looking shape for the back part there. I think maybe it should be more turned. So I'm going to try to turn it a little bit more here by just moving the angles a little bit. All right. Okay. And then this one's kind of crossing, like he's kind of running in balance here. So we know this area has probably got, I think, coming toward us like this, looks like. Seems something like that. And on your mannequin, you can add a little more beef to it, or, well, you know, not beef, but, you know, more meat, I guess. All right, so now we're going to add a shape, which I'm trying to figure out if it's more or less angled this way or not. All right. Okay. Something like this, but I think it's more turned because he's running in. Maybe I have the leg turned too much. I think for now I'm going to stick with small cylinders to make sure I nail the direction first. I think it's more like this. that looks sloppy now, but it's the first one. Come on. Okay. All right. Seems pretty close. Maybe the hips will be more tilted down. I think Hampton actually starts with a box, possibly, before he like kind of builds out the bowl. So I think it's gonna be more like that. All right. It's a good first take. Let's grab something a little different. Come on, all these images are small, man. Come on. I think we're gonna grab some Superman poses from Man of Steel. I don't know. I typed in man, so I don't know. Just brought up that movie for me. Plus, there'll be some other dynamic stuff, and it's kind of a skin tight suit, so I might actually tell what the hell's going on. And it's a superhero. That's always fun. Oh, look at this little mannequin. Oh man, that's a tight figure. I've seen these before by Square Enix. I'm about to pull up. I'll show it to you. And since it's a little action figure mannequin, it will be easier to depict what's going on here. And it's a superhero pose, so. It'll be fun. Let's get rid of this. So yeah, I'm gonna draw this now, but oops. Stick you over here. Alright, so let's draw Soups here. Action figure pose. With the emphasis on the hip and legs here. So he's like slightly turned in this image. Right. So let's just draw the big masses. Like I said, with the emphasis on the hips here, so I'm going to do kind of those first. Yeah, these figures are pretty cool. I saw these figures, I don't know, a long time ago, and now they not that they disappeared, but I think they could sell way more than whatever they do, because they're well made. All right, so getting a little too detail oriented here. I'm just trying to build the figure like it's, you know, like an action figure. So maybe a little more down with the chest. And you can see slightly turned. Alright, now the fun stuff. It looks like stretched his little torso too far. So do this. Alright. Okay, so that's me, like, this is kind of the way Jim Lee teaches his, like, hip area, but I don't know how useful it is, because, I don't know, it's like pretty much visualizing them wearing like whitey tighty underwear. I just now saw Anthony's comment. That's funny. That's super funny. Oh man, dude. Thanks for covering for me with the whole registration thing. My brother's registering a cryptocurrency for a friend and covering for me. But, oh, you're literally might be the only one watching. That's you. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to draw any more baseball people. I just find some dude running, dude. Alright, back to Superman. Back to the Soups. totally missing the tilt here. That's big. So let's once again erase. I hear my dog going crazy. All right. So all right. I think Loomis uses discs at some point to get the figure going. And here, proportions make a big difference. All right. So let's draw on this bone here. Should be like right about there. And we're kind of looking up at the figure. So at least at the top it should be turned that way. It looks like. And then here like this. It's freaking hot up in here. I have to go turn on the air. So hip joint, hip joint. This one should be a little higher than the other. Just like that. And you can see the knee comes like to here, where this knee is there. And here we're going to try to show the whole foreshortening. Seems like it's working. All right. Cool. And then do that, and then show the knee, or the calf rather. This ankle goes about mid-calf, something like that. Probably curves a little bit. I like to show the shin bone in my drawings actually. When I draw a calf, I'm starting to do this a lot more often, where I'll have bone and bone, so that's your ankle, well the ball that the ankle rests on, and say if that's your shin bone, this is your foot, or bridge your foot and then toes. If this is your shin, which it would go way up here, I'm starting to show this area in the drawing. So let's just draw a bigger thing here. So I'm starting to show some of this joint when I draw, or joint, the shin we're talking about. So right here, I might actually leave a little bit of this in the drawing where you can see where, and that's probably not accurate, but that's just kind of something I like to do. Show a little bit of that. And if the knee was a little higher up there, Anyway, I like to show a little bit of that for some reason. Let's kill this. And then go back to soups. Alright. Cool. I don't know if they've got his foot in a good position. I think I really need to work on feet too, because it's not really the foot that bothers me, it's more the how they fit in shoes, like what shoes look like. So I maybe just need to study shoes or boots, because like, I don't know, man, the superhero comics that we're all grown to love, they kind of draw hips in a weird way, or not hips, boots, like this little kind of, they look like pointed shapes that resemble shoes or boots. I don't know. I always thought it was kind of a cheap way out. I like this little toy, man. It's got like, it's pretty dynamic for a toy. I mean, I think it's because it's stylized heavily, and the picture of it is well posed, you know. So could do a better job of this. Hey.
Oh, you're streaming?
Of course, every day.
Sorry.
You can say if you want.
No.
Well, how was Jim? Good?
Yeah, it was good.
Awesome.
Bye.
See you in a bit. That was the girl. Alright. So this knee kind of points out. I'm not paying attention to that. It's kind of this way. It's probably not the best idea to draw from an action figure. I'm not sure what rules, but what, you know, teachers say about drawing from action figures, I feel like it's, I don't know, just feels like it could be a wrong way to go. Like, it's simplified for you, but obviously you're not getting super correct anatomy, and whoever made, it's kind of like drawing from comics. You probably end up grabbing a lot of mistakes that they've made too. But, you know, whatever. I think sometimes you need to draw from your master studies, which that's actually something I plan to do. I definitely plan on you know, just drawing from a lot of my favorite artists on stream, because that would be cool. That would be cool to do. Alright, we give him a little curly Q because he's soups. Well, that turned out to be nothing. I think the pen freaked out on me on that one. Alright. Give him a little cape action. I think the cape is half the dynamicness here. And I think the trick to drawing capes or anything is hit the do the end part first, kind of like how you do hair. Like when I do, well, I don't do it all the time. I should do it more. When you do hair, you want to do the whole shape. So if this guy's head, blah blah, you want to do the whole shape. You know, you want to do this whole thing and then fill in like what it actually looks like. I think the same applies to this cape. So you'll have like the bottom, what does the bottom look like, and then you can kind of figure out what are the end pieces that need to be, you know, worked with. Anyway, that ain't bad. I mean, I didn't focus on the upper body at all, but I think if we go over top of this, let's just say we drop this all down, and then I go on top and kind of analyze a little bit with like a color. We can maybe find what we're looking for here. So on this figure, the bones would be like, if this is the belly button here, this would be kind of the bone. This would kind of be the bone, and then that would be your bowl. I think, because it would line up with the abs, and then off of here, this comes like that. Same. And then all the muscles stretch from this point, I think. But yeah, I think that maybe too much of a turn. I think like if it was over here and here, be better. All right. Cool. And obviously, always gotta work on drawing hands, man. It's tough. All right. So I think I'm gonna stop with Superman here. I literally will take a request if I need to find a model. Whoever's out there watching, I'll use whatever for a model if it's within reason. Okay. I'm gonna do this. Turn off that. Shrink this thing down. What happened to you, Superman? There you go. Go over here. All right. Let's do some more figures. Probably have a lot of superhero ref in my folders here. Hmm. I want to show you guys something first here. So check this out. This is Alvin Lee's breakdown, and I've kind of collaged it. I took his schoolism course back in the day, and yeah, this is pretty much the breakdown of his dude figure. So you can see he's got his kind of simplified mannequin here, and then the breakdown, which everything's there is a little stylized, and that's cool. But yeah, I want to show that to you because I mean, this is a really good simplification. I'm pretty sure it's all his original like ideas and breakdown for the simplification of it. But yeah, so trying to find an image with a dude that has some decent legs. Well, just legs in general. All these shots are. I usually actually go and look at MMA stuff because it's usually pretty good to look at for reference. Alright. So I have this image here. Jeez, man, it's small as hell. I'm not using it. Actually, I'm deleting it. Okay, so dude, that's a cool one. Let's do Connor. Let's do that. Oh man, it's hilarious. We're not going to get the lower legs on this, but alright. Let's draw from this dude. I'm purposely not doing female hips because I want to like go through. I think Loomis does a good job at breaking the difference down. You go through all these different things, but not all of them really specifically break it down that way. Even Hampton just uses like a, I don't know. I don't think that he ever like talks about the really big differences and how to make it work for you. But Loomis spends like a whole chapter on it, so. All right, let's use another color. Let's use blue, man. Photo blue. Let's do it. All right. Something weird with this image, like it's like digging into his ribs or something. His shorts. Alright. Let's try to get the overall pose, direction, and everything seems to be having this arc. Let's use that. Okay. Alright, head. Let's make this little egg shape. I think that will work. You can see if we use it, it's going to be like that. Okay. It kind of twists a little bit along with this. Not by much. All right. Okay, and then below, let's do this. I always draw it in like that, but let's try a cylinder to start, just to change it up. And then transform it into a box. Oh man. I forgot who does the whole potato sack idea. Like, it's not a bad analogy, like, it's kind of like how things work. But yeah, I'm gonna undo out of that. Show the box like this. And this pelvis fits all your little organs and whatnot. I don't know why I said a little. Shows your organs, or shelters your organs. And then, alright, over here, I think maybe I went too far with it. Let's see. Like his shoulders are like this. It's down. See how I default to going to the arms? Because I'm just much more comfortable with it. Need to do the same with the legs. It's just much more difficult for me to visualize. And tomorrow we'll go back to the head. I don't know if you guys are like drawing maybe while you're listening to me. I'm imagining in my head that that's optimum, because I can't imagine you're just watching me. But if you are, that's cool, because I think even if your mind is like occupying the art space, it helps. I have literally something on my wall that says take your time, and I've had it up there for a while. I've moved it from place to place, but yeah, it's because I rush things, and I don't know, sometimes that's useful, because I don't know, you end up sometimes getting a better flow out of your work if you don't meticulously do every part right away. You end up having a better result, I think. So it is useful to kind of pick up the pace, but I think I went too far with this one. Let's drop that down. Something like this. But yeah, my best work happens when I chill out, forget that there is a deadline or whatnot, and just work. Okay. So, trying to visualize this chest too. It's kind of crazy. And this is maybe the issue with my box. It's definitely tilted. I just didn't know how much. I think it's tilted a lot now. And I think that's the reason for this turn. Seems a little better. So that can come down, and then that's like that. And over here, this arm will start. I think it's coming toward us just slightly, so that means the arms are cylinders. So when you draw this volume, you want to show that it's coming toward us. All right. So this is fun as hell. It's a study stream, but oh man, it's just fun. I don't know if most people get this much enjoyment out of just drawing Conor McGregor, but really drawing anything is awesome. This dude has like a healthy set of teeth. And add this little piece here, even though it's kind of limp, it would be a little less like that. This one is the one engaged, and once something is engaged, it's gonna probably bulge a little bit. And then there's your knee, and then that's when the picture is cropped. So I'm not gonna go past that. What we want to focus on are these hips. Like, this is practical application. Like, I think maybe right after this I'll do a drawing that Hampton actually did himself, because that's super important too. Maybe skipping steps that other people want to see as well. But yeah. This belt is like right around there. I don't really like to carve out stuff with your eraser, but sometimes it works. Alright. I'd rather erase it like this, and then you get better at things when you have to draw multiple times, so it's always useful. Alright. McGregor. You good? You're too good. Alright. The crazy part of the thing about arms is that all these muscle groups like wrap around the arm. Or the cylinder of the arm. There we go. I think that's how his hips are turned. That would make most sense. Because then that would engage the twist they were looking for. Well, not that line, but you can kind of see the twist now, a little bit. All right. Cool. He's a little elongated, but it's kind of how I've been drawn lately. But yeah, I think that's pretty close. Pretty cool pose. Nice in motion. He's happy. Yeah, one again. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's draw something straight out of this anatomy book, yo. Do the real work. Actually, it's the easiest work. Doing what I just did is the hard work, I think. Breaking things down. I think that's the hardest part. To try to figure out where things are in your reference. Kind of brings up the point of how to actually use reference. And most people don't do it right. I'm pretty sure. Just from what I've seen. And what I mean by that is I think most people copy. Instead of, let's pretend I was drawing Superman and like for real, for a comic book. And I was blah, 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 getting the head right and this right. But then I stumbled at this head point and I'm like, oh, I can't get it right. I would literally go find another pose of something, not necessarily Superman, in a similar angle and work out the pelvic area. And then you're like, oh, okay, maybe you understand it a little bit more. Hopefully, that's the goal. And then from there, you go back to your main piece and work on it. Not try to grab an exact copy of a pose and copy it. I've done it many a time because it's quick and easy, but you learn nothing really from that. And if you really want to get better, I think which we all do, well, some of us, but I'm going to assume that you want to get better. And yeah, I don't think that's the way to do it. I think you find reference, do some studies, and then get back to your main work with a little bit more knowledge. See my sweet Sniz cup. It's my favorite. All right. Let's do a copy from your and my favorite anatomy book. Do I need to turn up the mic volume? That's something I would love to know. Alright, legs. I'm looking in the book for legs. Alright. Story time. Because a lot of these like intros are super important. And Hampton's huge on this one point here. It's the fact that everything is asymmetrical in relationship to each other on the body. And you kind of need to know at any one time what parts of the body are active and passive, and so that'll tell you what take the prominent, shapes and what are more slimmed down. Kind of like in our Superman drawing over here, the McGregor's body over here, like this muscly looking leg was muscly because he's standing on it, and this one over here is slimmer because it's not being used at the moment, so no weights on it, and so it's going to be the passive. Anyway, that's what he describes here in the beginning of this chapter. Let's see. He says legs are similar to drawing arms. You are working with cylinders and having to wrap shapes around that much trickier surface. Yeah, like I was saying before, you're wrapping stuff around a cylinder. So let's see. The quads, the adductors. I don't know what to draw out here. I think we I think we do some I think maybe we go back to basics, because maybe that relationship between chest and pelvis is what I'm missing. All right. So in the book, he's illustrating that, say this is your rib cage, which is maybe not that angled, something more like this. Your pelvis is something like that, maybe not that far away, something like this. Let's redraw this whole thing. That was a little ridiculous. All right. That, and then pelvis. If you draw that as a box and turn it, he draws it like this, pretty much. that. And this. Perfect. And then if we angle the hips a little bit, it's something like this. At least the way he just draws it. It's like this. Alright. And this is acting as the spine here. So I was thinking he's got a page of these kind of, let's just play around with boxes time. I want to see how he describes it. All right. Let's draw some of these boxes, and then maybe we'll grab an example like we did with the other figures and find a picture. All right. So let's grab a different color just for fun. Now what I do have, I have a Green Lantern action figure that I probably could use and just pose him in a couple of places. I think that's a good idea. First I'll do this section of just some boxes. Just to see what looks right, what doesn't look right. And try things like this. I'm going to put a little neck hole. And it's like that. And then I'm drawing through here just so you can see. And then on the back side, you'd have the bend. I believe oh man, that's annoying. I think my girlfriend has a washer, like the washer is squeaking, and it's not fun. It's kind of at 45, so let's make that happen a little better. Come on. Undo it, fool. My iPad was crashing today. Well, not the iPad. Clip Studio was, for some reason. And that's not cool. Something like that. All right. That seems about right. Let's do another couple. Let's do one twisting. So if he's standing straight, or he or she standing straight at us, like, or somewhat straight. This is the back side. Because it's tilted up. You see that part, and then this will be the underneath of the box. Okay. here. Let's twist. Probably could twist a little more than that. You guys hear frogs? Whoever's out there, chat me up. I'm bored, man. Bored with talking to myself. Anyway, that's an okay twist, I think. I think you pull that off. Because that would be your front. That would be your rib cage here. And your body would do that. I think that's doable. Okay, let's do another. Oops. All right. Let's do a back view of a dude looking back at us, so it'd be kind of the opposite. So now you have the it's like the pelvis that's angled down like it always is. This is that little notch above your butt, because your butt would be like this, but anyway. There's your box. It's angled down, so you're going to see this way. See, this tells you how little I visualize. I can barely, not barely, but it's very natural for me to visualize other parts of the body where I have to really think about this. Okay, so if that's the front, then your connection of your spine is here, and then we're going to turn the box this way. And it probably should be more like this, because your chest would be like that. All right. And we're going to see if this is believable. Otherwise, we'll erase and try it again. It's believable, it's just off. So same thing, just have to center the box on this thing. Like that. Box is tilted up. Let's get rid of that. It's okay. Just think I can go in a little more still. I think that works. Something's weird about it. So this is when we try to figure this out. See, on this front, this is where the abs would be. It's pretty much like, can your body turn this way? I think it just needs to be bigger to be more believable. It's crazy how our minds can like interpolate a couple boxes as a body because we're so crazy. We can see ourselves and everything. All right. Okay. I think potentially that works. Let's see. I don't know if you're able to twist that far. Is the question. Wonder if I should build this out to figure this out or not. Seeing if this will make it more believable if I turn it up more. Potentially. Alright, let's move to another one. I'm not sure about that one. Alright. Let's grab that Green Lantern action figure. We have something to base our ideas on. But yeah, that's the idea. I say let's try this first. Let's try another couple boxes, but here's that I think that turn would work because he's got one that's like this. It's very similar. It's a box. Here's your pelvis. There's your butt triangle. And then kind of draws this box this way. And this one's cool because he actually draws the spine all the way through. I think he maybe does that on a lot of them, but I think that's helpful. Like on that one, it'd probably be something like that. This one's like that. All right, so here, he's got it similar to this. And then the spine goes like that. That's probably the max twist you can get, I think. If you're twisting, I don't know. All right. It's 9:30. At least early on until we have like a community, I think. Mulligan's down for a couple hours unless we get some heavy action, because there's a lot of stuff I can't draw on stream between NDAs and just people that don't want me showing that work. I can't really work on that or show that. So just saying, I've got a lot of other things that I could probably work on later on, and it might push the stream further, you know? Okay. Yeah, I got this little space left. I'm gonna draw one from the lantern action figure. Let me grab it. I have this lantern action figure. Actually, let me do it first. Alright. I've got Lantern here. I've got him here. I bought a bunch of the Justice League toys, and this one I bought separate. So I have two Hals. And he moves pretty good. He's got like this rotation on the arm. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's do some hips. I'm not going to be able to twist them, but at least I'll be able to get a little bit of bend, and I'll be able to see the body. You're not going to be able to see what I'm drawing from, but at least you'll see the angles on paper. I'm going to draw this one. And you literally could, like I said, draw the pelvis as a sphere, or a cylinder rather. And because I'm looking at an action figure, it kind of makes sense. Now, maybe later I'll be drawing some hard surface stuff, because I love drawing hard surface kind of vehicles and perspective drawings and environments. I'm just naturally, I don't know, attuned to it or something. But that's why I need to work on this stuff. So for now, it's going to be mostly anatomy, is what we're going to talk about and work on. Alright, I'll draw this box. Okay. Draw behind the scenes here. Alright, and then it should be perfectly in line because it can't twist. You know, the action figure can't twist, so should be perfectly in line. All right. Started that wrong. I was just trying to figure out where this piece would be. So if it was here, I need to draw it up like this. We're pretty much just drawing the like the tilt, making sure we get the tilt right. And I think this is super helpful for all you guys, whoever's watching. All right. Maybe a tad thick on it, but like that. Okay. And then there's our spine. And the neck would be there. That's what I'm looking at down here in my room. All right. Pretty cool. I'm going to draw a couple figures from the book. Just to see how he starts things out, you know? Alright. He's got this lady that does this twist. And if you own this book, you probably can find it. And I can tell it's a lady because he's jacked up his hips so high. And I think that's one of the... Actually, no, I think dude's hips are higher, right? Women's hips are wider. Obviously. I don't think they're taller. Alright, so this thing's kind of going away from us, this rib cage here. So I'm going to draw in the box first. It's like that, something like this. I believe. All right. I think that's the twist. And then from there he builds out this. Adjust the spine here a little bit. And here I'm literally copying, but trying to figure out why and what things are. So in this case it's good. Alright, so I assume this is a good time to talk about this little piece he's doing here. See how this line here is curved like that, and this line here is like this. This is like that asymmetry he's talking about. So if this is like that, then this means this is pretty passive, whereas this side would be bulging, making it inactive. So an active piece will obviously have the weight and or the crunch. Anyway, let's go back to green. A little darker. Okay. So let's get to the legs, because that part is always confusing for me. And he puts these midpoints on all of his boxes, you can see. Which I appreciate for sure. All right. I'm assuming that there's a piece right here that see that, and then this leg comes this way. He's got an arm that he's drawing in the scapula here. I think that's to show that this arm is pulling back, crunching the scapula into and you can see that it's coming toward us. That arm. Maybe a little thick, but that's how that works. And he kind of cuts it off because I think he's just focusing on the general gesture of things. Alright, so here he draws these mannequin hips here. So I used to do these studies, not alone, but, you know, not on stream. And so I figured it would just be a good thing to kind of tell people what I'm doing. Especially because I'm approaching a point where I'm way more confident. I can feel it. My critiques have been getting way more positive, and yeah, all that's good news because it just means that I'm getting close, and I want people to know kind of some of my process to getting to where I was, or where I am, and where I will be whenever that does happen. So if you're here with me, then you'll know, and maybe it's something you want to do too. So on top of here he draws this little ball, almost like harkening back to Loomis, because he shaves off the sides here and then shows its direction by doing this. But man, I love drawing, man. And the more you do it, and the more like fluid you get with drawing whatever. Like, I've gotten way better at drawing vehicles, way better at drawing just in general everything. But the more you do it, the more fluid you get, and the more fluid you get, the more addicting it gets. It's like you become like a god on paper. Not boasting, I'm just saying, like, you become something that can create, like, take what's out there and, I don't know how I'm gonna put this thing, assume I don't know, just like someone that can interpret the world and then recreate it, and that feels good. So I really hope I can boot up Club Studio tomorrow. I haven't touched Star Circuit in a while. And speaking of, if you don't know about Star Circuit, it's my cyberpunk webcomic as of now, and I'm working on making it a reality. It's pretty much just in developmental phase, where I'm getting all the designs ready, and I'm trying to make enough art to post a legit Patreon video that introduced the world. But it's really just this story about racing, and really about a guy who learns how to get good at something in a world where everyone is mediocre. Because of technology. Anyway, it sounds like a cool story to me, and something that I think that needs to be told. You know, that's what I think about all day. And so soon it will be more and more reality, and less in my mind. I got like 10 minutes left. I'll take any suggestions, obviously, but I'm gonna probably grab a figure out of my folder here and just draw it. Let's see. Let's draw this Spider-Man looking dude. It's kind of like a MMA fighter, but has Spider-Man type proportions. I don't know who this dude is. Can't tell. Wow. Super Spider-Man looking. Alright. I think I'm going to move this box out of the way, and that way I can get to more area. Go. Grab her one more time. Alright, now I got a little bit of canvas to work on. Switch up the colors just because. Well, maybe because I'm thinking Spider-Man, so I'm going red. Alright. So, let's see if I can get this figure in 10 minutes. So let's use what we learned here. So, he's standing pretty even, but his chest is just like any other chest. It'll pop out this way a little bit. He's pretty thin, so we're slimming down the box. Just like that. I normally wouldn't go through all these steps, but I'm trying to use what I've learned. Alright. I'm really proud of my steady stream. Like yesterday it was really bad. I wasn't wired obviously, but I'm glad that the wire issue is fixed. Like no, not taking Jeremy's call. I'm on stream. If he was a real friend, he'd be watching. No. That dude is really busy with making a game. Okay. Actually, I don't know. Maybe he's watching. I don't know. So I got this part of his body turned. Means this part of the hips probably should be not as turned. It looks like it's a little bit more facing us. Like this. And then something like this. They're not the same width here. I need to make them kind of the same width. Alright, perfecto. Alright, so from here, let's draw the spine in. Looks like he's kind of arched. We'll do it like that. Okay. Now, from here we're going to draw the egg within. And we're going to draw in this little shape here that connects the two. Since we've been working with this, let's do these legs. Like that. He's kind of looking this way. Get your cradle here. Let's do this. Arms are coming straight down. That arm is too short. There we go. This one comes down a little more. Then over here, let's draw a little bit more of the volume. And this one comes right about to there. Alright, so now the leg. Looks like the knee is pretty centered. So we're gonna go here. Should come all the way down here, so this would be about the knee. Maybe a little too in. I know I'm drawing this very stiff, but that's kind of what I'm going for right now. It's like structural. That's kind of how I start. And once I have the structure, then I'll maybe throw a gesture on the top, or like I did here, and I'll lose the box a little bit. Now he looks like a droid. Sweet. So this thing goes in here. That's the adductor. And just like this. Maybe a little short. Down here maybe. There we go. This one is kind of, the stance is kind of wide, so we're going to go with that. There's the adductor there, which I think makes sense. This knee is locked. And we'll do this. Let's throw in a little bit of that. All right. My time is almost up. So I'm just going to clean this thing up a little bit. His head kind of got deformed. We're going to redraw the simple shape. There we go. Draw some of that. Sweet. Not a bad figure. I mean, it's close. Pretty good for 10 minutes, I think, for me anyway. tells you how quick I can draw figures. For accuracy, anyway. All right. Let's just put in some of that. This curves that way. It ain't bad. I dig it. Losing a little bit of this, but to give a little muscle. Build them up a little bit. Alright. Well, whoever stayed, thanks for hanging out. It's only day 2, so I'm excited to do more of this, and yeah, I'm gonna come up with new different things to do. Today it turned out pretty nice. I liked what we covered. I think we're gonna do a whole week or 2 of anatomy, and then maybe we'll jump into storytelling stuff, which is fun. That's like gonna be layouts and reading scripts and trying to get better layouts and comparing them to comics. I've got a couple methods that I think will help anybody who's trying to learn more storytelling, but yeah, I'll keep working on my setup here. I'm sure it's not the best, but yeah, thanks for staying on. I'll see you tomorrow.